Good morning and good afternoon. Hello, Miss Deb, are you there?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Happy Friday.
Yes, the Friday before Christmas 2018. Woohoo!
I
And for those
know.
who have not finished your Christmas shopping, don't worry about it. Just give people IOUs and tell them you decided to extend the holiday this year and they will receive prizes right through January 1st.
There you
Because
go.
that's what I'm doing. It's like, well, guys, I didn't get it in the mail, so it'll come sometime soon.
It's going to
Okay,
come for Little Christmas, January 6th. You're fine.
all right. I'm good with that. I like that.
Uh-huh. Good.
They're fogged in Shelley Hayes reports in California they've been fogged in. They haven't seen the meteor showers either.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Shelley. I
I
heard
know.
from friends in Colorado that they're really gorgeous. Anyway, here we are, December 21st, the shortest day and the longest night. Right on the edge of the full moon. And for a lot of people who are sensitive, you've already been feeling pulls or rushes of energy, and
Mm-hmm.
your emotions have maybe been a little stronger than you expected. You break a nail and you get hysterical. Somebody borrows a sponge at work and you're all over them like they stole all the hot water. You may have had some periods of serious emotional rushing. People say they're going to do green beans without the special onions, and you sobbed and cried for 5 minutes. So, this is part of the energy of the universe influencing us. And
Mm-hmm.
so, while it can make us sensitive and sad and bring up old issues, old dusty issues we thought we had worked through, the reason the issues are coming up is so you can flush them. You can say, hey, I worked this through. It felt bad. I don't need to have ice cream. I'm going to be fine. I'm moving my space into constant present moment of having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why we suggest any of these oils for today and tomorrow will be really helpful for your sorting what's on your think about this list. Like Deb got some new furniture yesterday. And when it arrived, it seemed like an unhappy experience because it looked like a big challenge. Then she called some friends who had muscles and brains and came over and helped her with it, right, Deb?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. You just had to take you had to sit back and think a little bit, get over your like angst, and it worked out beautifully. And I'm forever grateful to my friends, and they were happy to help me, and it really turned around. But in that first moment, it was like, oh my gosh. But no, it worked out perfect.
Yes.
Yep.
And the significant spiritual sign that we can and will overcome any challenges, that darkness is only temporary, and to have faith and patience that far brighter, better days are coming for us in 2019 and beyond. Beyond.
Yay.
And I constantly get asked this question, even though we've answered it 4,000 times.
Oh my gosh.
How fast do the oils work? Well, doTERRA, right? Because
That's right.
we don't talk about
Clarified doTERRA.
the 5 ounces of lavender you can pick up at Whole Foods for $2. Don't
Right.
care. That's not oils. These are oils, okay?
Yes, they are. And you know what? This really is so accurate. A non-oil user used tangerine for the first time and like literally instantly felt the difference. And I'm like, yes. you know, it
Connection
was
made.
great.
Yes, sign here. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You can tell I stole this from my friends in Australia because they have tea tree instead of melaleuca, and they
Yes,
have
I noticed.
air instead of breathe.
Right.
But I like this picture better than mine, so I will just translate for you. The oils do their work within 2 minutes, guys.
Hmm.
When they do their work, they're done. they are done in 2 minutes. The benefits continue for up to several hours because they've cleared debris.
Mm-hmm.
They enhance all your little connective areas. They clear out mess that's blocking those tiny little passageways where teeny elements need to move through so you can make all 127 of your hormones. So it's just helping your body be the best body it can be. They're not really floating around there longer than about 2 minutes. They do their job, they're done.
Mm-hmm. They're getting rid of all that mung.
Yes. Now, I felt the other day like this freight train of energy was just rushing and rushing and rushing. And I found myself not wanting to constantly talk. I found myself saying, "Ooh, I want some more food." I was in such a hurry. And then I remembered, hey, it's the energy of the universe. It's not really me. I can put this to good use. I can put this to good work. But sometimes it does feel like the freight train.
Mm-hmm.
And what did we discover when we did some research, Miss Deb?
Well, if it wasn't already enough to face all at once, there's a wild phenomenon about to take place this December. In what can only be described as incredibly rare, the December full moon is going to line up quite nicely with the winter solstice, December 21st. It's so rare that the Old Farmer's Almanac records show it has only occurred 10 times in the Northern Hemisphere since 1793. That's amazing to me. Yep.
And the shortest day of the year, winter solstice, is an important astrological phenomena in which the balance of light and dark begins to shift once again. It is a time where we find ourselves face to face with pains and hurts, working through them, releasing them, flushing them. I like to think flush.
Mm-hmm.
These experiences, understandably, come with their own difficult emotions, further complicated by the fact our emotions are already running wild in pre-holiday mode.
Mm-hmm.
We have a handout. Tell them how to get the handout, Deb.
Yes, if you look at your GoToWebinar control panel and you look at the headings, there's one that says handouts. There's the number 1. If you cannot see the handout, just push on the arrow. It will open up, and then you'll be able to click on the document. It's called Holiday Full Moon Handout, and you can print it.
Yes.
And for those of you that are driving, I will also have that handout available. So if you write to us, of course, I'll send it to you as well.
Thank you, Deb. And these suggestions at the bottom, including all the oil blends for Party in a Tube. That's what PIT is, Party in a Tube. What's good for roller bottle blends to have on hand and carry with you. It's all on here. I even the other day did blue tansy and wild orange in some of the hand lotion that doTERRA makes, the big green container. And I put it in the little plastic containers I carry with me. And every time I put on the blue tansy and wild orange on my hands, I just inhaled just a little bit. Wow, what a difference in settling. Just settle you down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we make other suggestions.
Right, those are all great supports for this time of hecticness. Perfect.
Yes, and whether it's on this weekend, a lot of people get engaged this weekend. A lot of people get unengaged this weekend. A lot of things happen. So some people make a little pledge of, no matter what I say, please still love me on the 26th. And they all go, okay. Starting today, I need to forget what's gone, appreciate what still remains, and look forward to what's coming next.
Yay!
Okay, this is a special blend to forget the things that can only hurt us in our minds. And it really is the Active Fun Magnet blend.
Okay.
Active Fun. Spikenard, 3. Green Mandarin, 4. Marjoram, 3. With fractionated coconut oil on a 1-to-1 ratio. And when you combine these, you put them on your wrists, you roll it on the back of your neck, you roll it on the bottom of your feet before you put your shoes and socks on. You will be amazed at how you will be more confident looking forward. What was that story you told about the That's why the rear view mirror is so small, because that's why it's looking back, and the windshield is so big, so
Right.
you can see the future. I love that.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah, we don't want to keep looking back, and unfortunately, this time of the year, a lot of us do that. You know, it's we think we're reminiscing, but we're not. We're just bringing up a lot of past hurts and angst. So, yep, just keep looking forward.
Right. And the reason we do that is it feels familiar.
Hmm.
And sometimes familiar is not good because you got accustomed to feeling bad, to feeling rejected, to feeling lost. Okay. It's okay to feel those things and to express those things. But
Hmm. Yep. Oh, good old Dr. Seuss. Be who
uh,
you are and say what you feel because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Perfect.
yes, we love Dr. Seuss. He was very
Yes.
practical, very
And
practical.
because so many of us spend our time worrying about other people. How are they going to feel? What are they going to think? Well, if I do this, am I going to offend someone? Am I going to hurt someone's feelings? Mm-mm-mm. If they're truly your friend, it's not going to matter. But when you think about all the energy that we're wasting thinking about that, we could have been doing something much more fun.
Yes. Now, let's talk about communication, okay? Because one of the things that goes on with all this energetic excitement from the solar system is we think people heard what we said, but based on their response, it's obvious that they didn't. So, like this is an example. What's the secret of eternal happiness? Do not argue with fools. And the man says, I disagree. And the other man says, why, yes, you are right. Okay. Example. Okay, good example.
Mm-hmm.
Peace is an amazing blend. Some people at convention said instead of peace, what did they like better, Deb? You remember? Remember? Was it cheer or
Yeah, a lot of them love cheer. Mm-hmm. A lot
so
of them really enjoyed cheer.
you could put it a party in a tube. You could carry
Mm-hmm.
it all the time. And if people want to say, I like the president, I don't like the president, you could choose to agree, and it just doesn't matter. Let
And
them.
for those of us that are using the kids kit, because I love it, calmer would also be work really well here too.
I love the kids kit. Thank you for remembering that. Yes, we use Cover. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No one is coming to rescue you from yourself. Da, da, da. And remember, you take you with you everywhere. Your inner demons, your lack of confidence, your dissatisfaction with yourself and your life. Only self love and good decisions will rescue you. So, using your oils, it's really important that you acknowledge the good things you did. Like, we had an experience recently where we had to deal with several bureaucratic agencies in a row. And I had decided ahead of time I was going to smile and be calm no matter what they said. And every situation I walked out of the office going, I'm so proud of you. You were calm. They were assholes, but you were calm. Okay. So I was really proud of myself.
Good.
Okay.
Wait.
Decide.
Very cool. Oh, wow. Weight loss is more than a physical challenge, it's a mental challenge. That is so true,
Yes.
especially during this holidays.
Yes. Many of us as children learned to stuff something in our mouth
Yes.
because we knew we couldn't say what we were really thinking, which was, when is it my turn? When
Hmm.
do I get to have what I want? I mean,
Hmm.
words and phrases like that. So we're accustomed to swallowing our feelings and to put something in our mouth when we feel like we can't express or it wouldn't be in our best interest to express.
Hmm.
Well, instead of brownies or Twinkies, ooh, Twinkies, let's put a little Slim and Sassy in our mouth, have another shot of water. Or some places call it the Buff and Tight blend. Or if you just like plain peppermint, throw some peppermint in your mouth, add some water, swish it around, and say something nice like, I'm a grown up now. I am in charge of my feelings and my expressions. So I can do and say what I want. And we're going to
Right.
have a special webinar on the challenges and how to rewire in January. We'll tell you about that at the end. We have more communication issues here.
I love it. I wish everyone could see this right now.
Aren't Weight Watchers diet pills? You've been reading them upside down. It's a doctor helping a lady on the scale, and she can't figure out why she hasn't lost weight, and he's looking at M&Ms.
I love
Okay,
it.
and it's not Weight Watchers for WW. It was M&Ms. Okay, it sounds like something I would do. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the holiday cycle of overeating. Da 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 da.
Yeah, and this is really so true. And people, we beat ourselves up. It's a holiday, so we're gonna overeat, and then the next day we feel regret and shame, and then we make a vow to never again neglect your diet. And then what happens is you start to get depressed over the way your body looks. Then you go on a diet, and then it's a holiday again, and it's
Yeah,
a very vicious cycle.
right. So when it comes to the day of overeating, what we have been practicing in our home since before Thanksgiving is like we know we're going to go to Deb's house and there's going to be super fabulous foods in every area. For breakfast, we just have simple yogurt and a banana. And
Mm.
then for lunch, we'll have a few berries because we know we aren't going to be able to resist everything that's so good at Deb's house. The next day, we are back to yogurt and a banana because we don't want to have regrets. We don't want to feel bad. When you make a plan, you're planning to support your choices. I'm not saying don't have that pumpkin pie. I'm not saying don't have the mashed potatoes and the dressing. What I'm saying is if you make a plan, you will like yourself better. And when you fulfill the plan, you can say, see, in the whole day, I actually ate less. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Absolutely. And you don't have to live through that regret and shame. You should be complimenting yourself for sticking to your plan. Hmm.
And please use your Terrazyme and please drink lots of water in between. I'm big on when we are invited to holiday events, retirement parties. We get invited to lots of things. I'm famous for carrying around bottles of water. My bottle of water is in my right hand. People
Hmm.
want to shake hands, they want to hug, they want to do all these things. I keep my hands busy. We touch elbows. I tell them it's the new thing to avoid sharing germs. Okay?
Right.
But water is the key. Like, here's a great diet tip. If you think you might just be thirsty, drink a pitcher of margaritas and see how you feel. No, skip the pitcher of margaritas, but this is to help you remember. Please drink lots of water. And if your hands are busy, you can't get into the candy dish. Isn't that true?
Oh, it's very true. And if you're drinking water, you're actually going to feel full, so you don't want to go to the candy dish in the first place. So it's perfect.
Yes, and in my water bottle, I cheat. I already have it preloaded with Slim and Sassy and Wild Orange because
Hmm.
I want to increase the metabolic rate at which I can enjoy the wonderful mashed potatoes, dressing, and maybe a couple bites of pumpkin pie. Okay? Here's some more on regret, shame, and guilt. You could avoid this whole pattern if you plan. However simple, make a change in your normal day. Don't have bacon, eggs, toast, and jelly for breakfast, and then have hamburgers for lunch, and then go to Deb's house. Then you'll be suffering. Make
Hmm.
a plan. When you stick to the plan, give yourself credit. You must acknowledge your good choices for your good health.
Right.
Okay, so avoid regret, shame, and guilt with a plan and enjoy your plan.
Hmm.
Love magnet blend. Let's have some. Let's be the love magnet.
Love it. Absolutely. And my favorites, frankincense, sandalwood, and bergamot.
Yeah. And you
Yum.
be a party in a tube. You can put it on the palm of your right hand, rub it on your left shoulder for an amazing self hug to connect to your virtues, to focus on your goodness. It's amazing when I walk in the mall, which is rare, but when I walk in stores, I have my oils on and I project calm, loving, positive And I use it as a love magnet, but more than that, it's to discourage people who are unhappy from approaching me to
Right.
try to share their unhappiness.
Yeah, but listen, people. Just to let you know, when you go in a mall with Sue, it's like walking with the Pied Piper. The line of people start following her because they love her energy and her smell.
Yeah,
Am I
sometimes
lying? It's the truth.
it doesn't work out well for me. They just, the ones that always crack John up will be in the grocery store, and the tall people will find me and say, "Can you come and help me get this off the top shelf?" If you've ever met me, guys, I'm barely 5'2", okay? Can I reach the top shelf? Why, no. But they just want to engage us in
They do.
conversation, share some energy. But it
Mhm.
is funny. I mean, John saw it, he went like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he's asking you that." But, you
No,
know,
but I think the important thing with the love magnet is it's just you're not attracting love, but you're attracting the people that you want. So if you're thinking about, negative thoughts, and that's what you're going to bring to you. So you want to make sure that you're being a very positive thinker when you're doing this.
one of our friends called me yesterday to say, "All right, I'm only going to go shopping when I'm positive. You warned me before, be positive before I go in the store." And he goes, "I bought 3 things. I got home. All 3 things were either defective or broken." He goes, "That was on me. I was on my sister. I was thinking bad thoughts about my sister. I was resenting having to go to the store." He goes, "Okay, I believe you now." So,
Wow.
mind your mind, because you're much more powerful than you give yourself credit for.
That's true. And you need to have an experience like that to recognize how that really does work against you when you're in that mindset.
Well, I'm willing to take his word for it.
I believe it. Oh
I
yeah.
don't want I don't want to test it myself. Okay.
um, Again, Sue and I have talked about this a lot. Please don't forget to express gratitude. The real gift of gratitude is that the more grateful you are, the more present you become. And when you recognize all those little things throughout the day and you just send up a little prayer of thank you, it really does change everything about your day. And you start enjoying and living in the present time.
Yes. Sometimes you have to let go of the picture of what you thought it would be like and learn to find joy in the story you are actually living.
Hmm.
Um, People who overthink, many people who worry about or anticipate activities, make pictures in their head or what we call scenarios. A lot of them are hero scenarios or I win scenarios, but then they don't take any action, which is different from their last experience. So when we're asking you to plan to have a good time, let's only have expectations of ourselves, not others. Because if we have unexpressed expectations of others, how could they possibly fulfill them? We're setting ourselves up to repeat a disappointment. So it's really important that if you want the Tiffany jewelry that you've been visiting with your friend for 2 months, you must say out loud, "I really want that ruby necklace for Christmas. Do you think Santa might bring it to me?" Or something just as direct in your form of communication.
Hmm.
That way, when you wake up and you get a red Mercedes instead of the ruby necklace, you do not experience disappointment. Have only a plan of how you expect to have fun or you're going to draw to you good things, and let others make their own choices. Because
Hmm.
sometimes if you just keep your mouth shut, it's amazing how well things work out. Now, one of the things that happens, maybe not in your family, but in my family, they're very good at asking rude questions, inappropriate, cross the line questions, or implications. They'll make statements like, "So," while they're looking you up and down, "how's that new diet working out for you?"
Hmm.
When they're judging, when people come at you during the holidays with references that are judgmental, I love to answer their questions with other information. I love to tell them great stories about things I read online or newspapers and talk about heroes. One of the reasons I'm showing you this picture, it's available on Facebook. You could see it. And it's Father Jim Shisco. And he just goes from state to state, and he's doing good. He found himself standing by the drive-through a popular Hollywood fast food joint on a recent windy, rain-swept afternoon, buying lunch for everyone who stopped by. The next day, he'll be at a gas station in Kentucky topping out the people's tanks. Then it would be to Arizona. This is what he does. This is his choice. So I love telling stories about heroes, or accidental heroes, or the guy who saw the old lady's car break down and he stopped and gave her a ride, and nobody knows his name, and she didn't even think to ask. She was just grateful. I like to draw people into generic hero, be on the lookout for kindness kind of a thing. And of course, after a while, they stop talking to you.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's a perfect idea. Change the topic, get off it. Don't change the focus on from yourself. Because those questions can be very uncomfortable, especially as soon as you walk in the door, everybody's sort of attacking you with them. So it's a great suggestion. Mm-hmm.
You didn't bring your boyfriend? I'm thinking to myself, no, because I wouldn't want him subjected to you. No, but you can't say stuff like that. So it's really important that you have positive stories ready to share. Mm-hmm. I mean, some of us volunteer with the Jimmy Carter Foundation, and we work the stores for selling his stuff. There's resale shops that Jimmy Carter has that are great, and it supports people who are rebuilding houses, and it has furniture and stuff like that. There's lots of places to volunteer, and you can tell great stories about, hey, I ran into this guy at the volunteer shop. So you're going to distract them because you just said you're volunteering, and they know they're not because they're too selfish. Mm-hmm. Anyway, when judgment starts, it gets to be tangled. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Put lime on your forearms. Oh, it's a new way to spell that. Put lime on your forearms and inhale often. You're not responsible for other people's insecurities. You're not responsible to answer questions that you don't feel like giving out the information. You don't have to. Mm-hmm. You don't have to stuff something in your mouth. Be creative with the stories, okay?
And, there's a lot of people, very outgoing people, very, sociable, but there's also a lot of people that aren't, the introverts. And so how we take care of them at Christmas time is we can give them books, skip small talk, and discuss magical warfare. I love it, Sue. They'll probably run away at some point. Yes. And then what do we have to do?
Lure them back with snacks. Keep the snacks coming. When food is gone, introverts vanish. It is a known thing. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. We just had to throw that in there. Okay.
Okay.
If a person has ugly thoughts, it begins to show on their face. And when that person has ugly thoughts every day, every week, every year, the face gets uglier and uglier until it gets so ugly you could hardly bear to look at it. Mm-hmm. A person's good thoughts cannot be ugly. You can have a wonky nose, a crooked mouth, double chin, broken teeth, whatever. But if you have good thoughts, they will shine out of your face like sunbeams, and you will always look lovely. And I call this inside out happy blend, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Frankincense, wild orange, peppermint, you can put it everywhere. And it also wards off ugly thoughts.
I actually have that in my diffuser right now, those same 3 ones.
Working, isn't it?
It's great. I love it. Absolutely.
Okay. There are many things like this that you can print out and carry around. Today I asked my body what it needed, which is a big deal considering my journey of not really asking that much. I thought it might need more water, protein, greens, yoga, supplements, movement. Craziness. But as I stood in the shower reflecting on our imperfections, my roundness. I would like flatness, my softness, where I would like firmness. All these conditioned wishes that form a bundle of never quite rightness. My body whispered very gently, "Can you just love me like this?"
Mm.
It's really important that you just accept yourself as a whole being, that you are a combination of amazing, wonderful, whimsical elements. Some things are going to be fat, some things are going to be thin, some things are going to be hooked, eyes aren't going to line up right. There, if you really want to break things down, none of this is perfect. We all have little parts that are not quote unquote perfect. But as a whole person, you could positively love yourself and love others if you just accept, because in acceptance, you're moving from harsh judgment of yourself and others. You're moving into a state of being able to focus on the virtues, in which case there is no time for self criticism.
Right. No, that's really true. Your mind will always believe everything you tell it. Feed it faith, feed it truth, and feed it with love. Yep.
Yes.
Love yourself first. The most important person to love is yourself.
Right. And that means you get to cut yourself slack. You get to make excuses for yourself. When you make a plan and you fulfill it, you're going to give yourself credit. You have to have a balance of self talk, which involves acknowledging the good things that you did. When I was very nice to those bureaucrats who are not being nice to me, I acknowledged that I was in control of my smile. I was in control of my calmness. And they
Mm-hmm.
their power, and I'll come back another day, and maybe there'll be other people at the counters who will be more helpful.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Part of your handout. Okay.
Yep. Just because you're supposed to be happy around the holidays doesn't mean everyone is. And that's okay.
Yeah, and if
And
you've suffered personal losses this year, if you've had
mm-hmm.
a job change, if you got moved, if you're got divorced, the kids are unhappy, there's things you can't control to do with other people. Number one, you got to acknowledge that the holiday season can be difficult with some people or activities. You can't pretend everything is going to be oh la la la.
Mm-hmm.
And the key to it is to be well rested. I can't begin to tell you how important it is you use your oils, you use your supplements to get rest. Don't sit up late watching TV. Go to bed early, rest,
Mm-hmm.
and learn to say
And
no.
and I was going to say, you've also told us if we feel that we're going to go somewhere and not be happy and be miserable, then don't go. And those are good choices for us too. So, and it's okay to explain that to your friends or family or whoever, that you know what, I just need to do this for myself this year a little differently.
Yeah, and it's important that you be guilt free about what you cut out. If you
Mm-hmm.
are not, go volunteer at the food pantry this weekend because Grandpa used to help you with that, and Grandpa's moved on, and you just really want to do something different. Go clean out your junk drawers. Do something else productive at home for you. Do
Mm-hmm.
something that at the end of the day you can say, "There, I did that and I feel better." But you can't feel guilty about forcing yourself to do something that isn't going to feel good and pleasing others, because there's no pleasing others. We've learned that.
Sad but true.
And what else can you do, Deb?
Well, for every person that you forgive, you heal a wound of your own. And this time, especially holiday time, I do reflect, and I do think about how maybe someone has hurt me or made me feel bad, and I do forgive them because so many of those hurts were not intentional. They did the best that they could with what they were saying. So when you forgive those people that have somehow hurt you or made you feel badly about yourself, you do heal something within yourself. So it's a perfect time of the year to do that.
Yeah, and there's lots of blends all over the place for self
Oh my
forgiveness.
gosh, yes.
The key to forgiveness is you're doing yourself a favor. You're not
Mm-hmm.
buying up energy focused on the unhappiness. You're not
Right.
playing back in your head, so others can feel bad. I work really hard to collect in my brain what I call the happy file. And
Mm-hmm.
find reminiscence starts on something that was disappointing or sad, I bring up my happy file and I play back other things, surprises that were created, happy people that came into our life just when we needed them, a
Mm-hmm.
great message that arrived by email just when you needed to hear it, when you're ready to pack it all in and say, I'm not going to talk to people ever again. Things like that go on because the universe supports your path. So you
Right.
have to
And
make
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got to forgive to make space for more joy expansion.
And that leads into what I was going to say. You and I work really hard on the holidays to find things that are going to be fun.
Yeah,
And we have activities planned for Christmas Eve. I surprised everybody in joking with Sue. We have a karaoke machine now, and we had a ball. So you want to take a few minutes of your time, and it doesn't have to be expensive, but just work things into your day, change them up, make sure that you're planning fun.
yeah,
And instead of reliving all the old hurts, make fun times ahead.
yeah. And the singing as a group of people is amazing to lift moods. It's
Mm-hmm.
amazing for releasing endorphins. I mean, that's why, Debbie, you taught for years in schools. You were always coming up with jingles and songs that were
Oh my
easy
gosh. Yes.
because it was like this great equalizer in the classroom when people were
Mhm.
antsy and misbehaving.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, it's time to sing about the itsy bitsy spider.
Right.
When you do the karaoke, we all had such a good time.
We
And a
did.
couple of the people in the crowd could sing, and several of us can't sing. Okay. But we had a great time making noise. It was really cool.
Hmm. Yep.
Don't forget the value of going outside on sunny days for a 20-minute walk. Resist isolation. Debbie and I came back from convention. What was the first thing we said? Oh my God, John, the number of people who spend too much time by themselves, who were so excited to see Debbie and I, and they just had to talk to us because they'd saved up things to share, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
That told us about how they don't have other people every day to share with. And we're always happy for good news. We're always happy to share good news with people. But the numbers of people who are feeling alone and isolated,
Yes.
and sorry, I still blame some technology, and
Oh.
people don't seem to have as many club activities or adult education activities as they used to. It's really important you not isolate, that you go to the library, you go hang out, you know, where there's an author talk at Barnes and Noble. Go do something where you can be with people. You never know who the universe is going to plant right next to you that can be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. No, it's so true. And you and I were so shocked that in the sea of how many thousands of people that were there, these people did feel very, very isolated. And it's some of them they even were making themselves sick. Remember, they were actually coming down with an illness just because of how badly they were feeling. So take the time to be happy and go out and find someone.
Find some group, be with groups.
Yeah,
Our daughter was part of the generation where dating one person wasn't as important as it used to be in high school. So everything was done in groups. So when they went to proms, it was in groups. When they went to activities, it was in groups. One of the best things that we ever did was encourage her to be in marching band and choral because constantly you're with people
mm,
growing and teaching at the same time, all exposed to similar circumstances. And I still say the group activities are amazing because kids get the measure of themselves, and I think it's the same thing for adults.
I agree with you. I think it is very important.
Yep. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to be happy.
Hmm.
No person will make you happy unless you decide to be happy. So when you're dealing with family members who have decided with repeated actions and decisions over the years to reinforce their unhappiness. Can you fix them, Deb?
Unfortunately, no.
So,
That your effort will be futile.
right. Should you listen to anything they have to say?
No. That's
Nope.
when you use your water bottle. That's when you say, I need to go help out in the kitchen. Oh, wait, I have to go outside for a bit of fresh air. You remove yourself from that situation.
Right. Oh, gotta go wash my hands again. Okay. Your happiness will not come to you. It can only come from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A secret to happiness is letting every situation be what it is instead of what you think it should be. I know this is a third slide. We've said that. But until you change something, if you say, I'm not happy, then you have to practice self care. You've got to get more rest. You have to exercise. Try volunteering at a new site. Comparing yourself to others is one of the sure ways for permanent depression because you only see a teeny sliver of that person or what you perceive. Oh, wow, look, they've got a red car, they've got rubies around their neck, they look happy. Okay, well, you don't know what it took for them to get there. You don't know if that's just packaging to try to sell the world and they are successful, where inside perhaps they had bigger wounds than you could possibly imagine. Comparison is no good.
No, it certainly isn't. And, sometimes when you're planning an event, you want everything to be perfect and everything to go just right. And of course, that's not life. So just allow what's going to happen and move. You got to move on from it. You can't dwell on, Uncle Louie showed up with someone else that wasn't supposed to be there. And now you need an extra seat at your table or any little thing like that. Just let it happen.
Right, pull that folding chair out of the closet. Sit
Absolutely.
Louie's girlfriend right next to Uncle Joe and let everyone get entertained. It'll be such fun. Okay, make a budget for spending and stick to it. In our group of friends, we say stocking stuffers only, and probably this year we should set a price limit. What do you think, Deb?
Well, maybe we should have done that before we went shopping. No.
Were you bad again, Miss Deb?
No, 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 but we do, and we find that that's really more fun. Some people feel that to show love or affection, they have to spend lots of money, but we do have fun with our little stocking stuffers. Sue comes up with some amazing and really funny things to put in our stocking. So
All
it,
of us do, and I
yeah,
love
no, it's great.
our friends. I love our friends' way of, my goodness, look what they got for me. They knew I would love that. Okay, and they're
Yeah,
crazy.
think outside of the box because you never know. She bought me a little Nerf basketball. It's still hanging on my door. I play with it every once in a while.
Yeah,
I mean, like that was out of the box, but it was fun. You
yeah.
know.
And you just don't know. Sometimes you get the opportunity to try new things by keeping everything small, but
Yes.
your budget so that when the January bills show up, you're not going like, oh my God, look what I did to myself. I'm an indentured servant till June.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. You don't want to add that stress level to yourself. The holidays are stressful enough. You don't want to have to put yourself in debt to face the new year with.
right.
Yep.
And if you feel you're overwhelmed with sadness or nothing feels good to you, it's okay if you seek professional help.
Mm-hmm.
Have a discussion with an independent, like a pastor or somebody that you trust who could just listen without judging, who can say to you, maybe your sadness is too deep. Maybe you need some professional help. Life coaches are really great people. If
Yes.
you to make changes like reorganize your house, change your diet, change your attitude. I think life coaches are amazing. But when you have something that might be lifelong and serious, you need to move into the world of licensed professionals. And
Mm-hmm.
absolutely no shame in that.
No, there isn't. No, you want to really just spend your time, be busy loving your life, and then you don't have time for hate, regret, or fear. Just enjoy your life day in and day out. Find happiness in it. Love what you're doing.
Right. And please do not watch the news before you go to bed. They have only bad news stories on at night, I've decided. So we don't watch them. Not interested. The BBC actually has a good news channel, and I love it. Okay. And it does hero stories. Find the hero stories. Focus on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And remember, we're getting ready for our new year, and we should love our new year. Love the fact that I'll be leaving a whole year behind me. No matter if it was good, bad, average, I like that kind of closure. I love this feeling of starting over again and having a fresh year ahead of me, filled with new chances and new experiences. And that's
Absolutely.
really the way to look at it.
And we have some fun webinars planned for right after the first of the year. The people who are on our mailing list, you'll get our list. What I want you to get is, I say